Welcome to the official PGS Podcast with your boy Zak. How you guys doing? Good evening. What a lovely day it is today. And if you're indoors watching this, I'll give you props. Might even have a chat with some CEOs, get you to send some presents, because I appreciate how difficult it would be to be indoors with the weather so fine. It's so great. So anyway, guys, hope you're all well. We've got a great show coming up today. I know we've got some new visitors today as well, new listeners, new viewers. It's always good to get new support from the members. Really appreciate it. I want to start off by shouting out the man's dems, the boys. Harvey, we have to talk later, bro, but we'll have a chat. Aaron, welcome aboard, mate. RB Rampage. So, guys, I want to just quickly recap last week or the week before that when we're on. We talked a little bit about Bullies Out, one of our main sponsors, and they've actually sponsored a few of our tourneys of late. So I want to give a massive shout out to Bullies Out, a great organization, who basically counteract or look after situations where bullying is concerned. I'm going to big shout out to Koi as well. I've got a bit of a bone to pick with some of the RB Rampage boys because, as championship winners, a lot of them should have been on here, but they're not. However, their main man, their manager, is on today. So I'm looking forward to that very much so. But quick roundup. So we've had a busy week. For myself personally, the teams that I play for, we had a very busy week. Bit mixed reviews, but we'll come back to that a bit later. I don't want to make it too boring to start off with. But quickly, just want to quick shout out to Cozy in the backgrounds. Cozy, great job this week on the tourneys, mate. We had tournaments. First of all, big shout out and a big thank you to official PGS, obviously, and Bullies Out. We had the Bullies Out Cup, was supported today by was supported at the time by Bullies Out. There was one winner at Josh Wake 0 who beat Lewis R70-20. Apparently, it was a thrilling final. I didn't get to watch it, but I want to shout out PGS and Bullies Out for sponsoring that event, and big up to Cozy for managing it. Also, we would like to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, Z Game Energy, who actually gave us a big tub of free energy drink, which is great. I never saw a drop of that, but we'll have a chat about that one later. So they sponsored the official PGS tourney last week, just gone. It was a final, and that was congratulations to Lorenzo 15, who overcame Bugezi FIFA. Brandon, basically. I apologize if I've got that wrong. So congrats, guys, and well done to our sponsors. What I'd like to say as well about the PGS is, we started running these tourneys, just doing it voluntarily, just getting it out there, spending PGS money to put it out there for you guys, and in a year we've got sponsors, big sponsors supporting our tourneys. So big shout out to the managers over at the PGS. Big shout out to Cozy. He's been doing a great job running these tourneys. They're not easy to run. So if you're in any of the tourneys, please pay attention to the rules and regs, and let's see a nice tourney being run. Right. Without further ado, let's kick off our show today. It's going to be a great show. We've got some great characters on the show. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce my first guest. His name is Mo. Now, Mo basically manages a team called RP Rampage, who are in quite a few leagues, but recently, recent winners of the Wales Championship dominated that league, basically. And obviously, yours truly, top scorer. But we won't talk about me because it's not about me. It's about Mo. Welcome aboard, Mo. How you doing, mate?
I'm well, yeah.
Okay, cool. So for any of our regular listeners, Mo has decided to dress up for the occasion, and I appreciate you, brother, with the sunshades as well.
Yeah.
Right, so Mo, listen, in all seriousness, we've got quite a lot of viewers today. And one of the reasons why I wanted to shine a light upon RB Rampage is because I feel like it's been a journey. And the journey hasn't stopped. It's still continuing. But I want you to talk to our listeners, our viewers, about your PGS journey. Because, I've known you for a while now. And many factors about you and stuff. So I want to give you the platform to talk. First of all, congratulations to yourself and KJ. We can't miss out KJ because obviously he's not available at the moment. But, two of the youngest managers, one of the youngest managers in the PGS world, but doing some really big things. So congratulations to you. But Mo, talk to me a little about why you decided to become a manager within the PGS community.
Okay, so I started off playing pro clubs as a casual FIFA player, and I would just usually play on the weekends with my mates, and then sometimes I play drop-ins. And then one time in drop-ins, I met I got in a matchup with Zak and
Thank you, mate.
yeah, and then I think I had quite a good game to see myself. Yeah, and so he messaged me and he said, "Would you be interested in joining my team?" Which was run Team Tree. So it took me a few days, but I signed up and then I joined the team.
Nice. And you know, and this was I think it was last year. This was late last year, wasn't it? You joined the team. You had some good performances. You really made a difference to the team, I believe. But obviously, there was a few things going in and out of the team, a couple bits and bobs in terms of sustainability, trying to run it. You know, it's not easy to run big teams in this league. But yourself and KJ decided to sort of disperse and do your own thing and run your own game. Talk to me about, first and foremost, you and KJ met at Team Street. So talk to me a little bit about the bond there and how you guys decided to basically kick off running your own game.
Yeah, so I met KJ in Team Street when I joined them like about just over a year ago. But we never even spoke for that whole time. The only thing I would hear him say from his mic is, "What me?" That's the only thing I heard.
So for our listeners who obviously aren't sort of privy to the joke, basically all KJ says when you talk to him is "What me?" So anyway, it's a running joke, personal one, but we move on. So you started, so you created this bond with Mo. You found this bond with Mo. You guys decided to go off and do your own thing. He came up with the name RB Rampage.
We thought like we should use the name RB, and then we thought of a second name. What should we call it after RB? And then we thought of a few names, but then Rampage just sounded better than the rest, so we chose Rampage.
Fair enough, Rampage, and obviously we rampage through that league. I mean, how did you go about? I mean, so managing within this community is not easy, mate. As you know, but you guys seem to take in your stride. When you sort of got into it, did you have, I don't know, a target in mind? Did you think, oh, we're gonna enter all these leagues and then win every single one of them, or was it just a case of you want to try and get the players in, try and get some loyalty, etc.? How did it work out for you guys?
Yeah, so our plan was never aim for the title. We're just trying to get a good set of players and make a good start so we can enter a few leagues and get our experience up and eventually challenge for a title. But that's for the future. I didn't expect us to get such a strong squad so quickly and then win the championship as well.
Sure, absolutely. I want to break off quickly and just sort of go into the chat because obviously there's a few of our familiar names and faces in there. Koi, I mean, Koi's like the darling of the team, isn't he? He's in and he's out. He's in and he's out and he's in. But he knows that he's a part of the fabric of the team. I mean, in terms of the players you got together, was it a case of just putting an advert out, or did you know a lot of these players personally beforehand?
I just searched through different servers and I just met them. Met them in the PlayStation party. They used to talk to them.
Sure.
And then we just built a friendships like that.
Nice. Do you know what I find quite impressive, Mo, is obviously I've known you a while and you never spoke. You never said boo, but then you formulated all these relationships under one banner. It's quite interesting to see. In terms of your team, then, with regards to KJ, I mean, how do you guys split the responsibilities? Who does what? Who picks the lineups? Do you split it up, or are you happy just to kind of designate each other roles and that's it? You move on.
So when we're choosing lineups, we usually have a bit of a chat about who is the best player for each position, and then we usually agree on those things as well before we actually put out the lineup.
Fair enough. I know with yourself, Mo, is you're the type of player that really values and prides himself on performing. So you want to know that you performed well in every game you play. I know that because obviously we have conversations. How did you manage to let go of that? Because obviously you're not having to think of 11, 12, 15 other players and not yourself anymore. So what was that an easy transition? Not to think of yourself anymore, or did you have problems come to terms with the fact that actually I've got 12 kids to look after now?
Yeah, it was different. It was a different situation. So I had to think more selflessly, think more about the players, and then there's also a lot of different personalities. So you have to get used to and be able to manage all these different type of players.
Absolutely, and obviously, I'm sure you learn from the best. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I won't be talking about myself. I'm talking about Billy. But anyway, he's in the chat, so I thought I'd bring him in. But listen, Mo, are there any people you'd like to shout out for your team? I mean, there's a lot of members in the team, and I know they're all listening and watching at the moment, particularly in your lovely outfit, and your shades.
Yeah.
But is there anyone in particular, or as a group, you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my favourite players is Lynch in centre back, Matty who runs the midfield, KJ and Cam. Even though he didn't show up today, yeah, he's a great player, and Koi as well. The joker of our team.
Absolutely. Koi is the lad. But I'd like to go one further than that and shout out pretty much most of the team. So you got Aaron.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got the likes of Matty. Matty, by the way, Matty's 15 years old. I know he doesn't mind me saying this. He's also a player that doesn't really speak in game, but he's also the most improved. And he won player of the season as well. And it just goes to show that, yes, even though conversating during the games is important, but if you know how to play the game, you don't need to really speak to anyone or do anything. So I think I personally want to give him a big shout out because I know that he does value the praise very much so. So Matty, well done, mate. You did very, very well this season. Not just him, but also that's a big Diamond as well. It's not easy finding strike partnerships, in any team. Because obviously you've got one person who wants to do one thing and the other wants to do the other. So put it this way, I think you've formulated a very, very good team. There's a lot of respect within the team, most importantly. And you've got, and I feel good about being a part of it because I know that two of you have learned this. You've learned how to get this together, and you've bettered the process as well, which is always good. So I want to shout out RP Rampage, winners of the Wales Championship League. I know you all got your tags, so congratulations. You're going to go hard next season. Do you have any questions at all, or any last words for the community or for your team?
If you guys want to join the best upcoming team, you need to join RB Rampage.
Okay. You heard it here first. Shout out to everyone. Sorry?
I'm willing to give everyone a chance. So, yeah,
absolutely, and I can vouch for that. Listen, Mo, I know it was this is new for you, and I know this is not necessarily the most comfortable, but I value your time. I appreciate you coming on, and we're looking forward to more success going forwards. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
No problem. You're welcome. Right, that was Mo. I've got to be honest. I had to smile through that whole interview because I don't know what he turned up in, but I'm just glad he turned up. Big up to Mo. Mo is a very good player, CDM, CB. KJ, his his partner, in terms of management, good camp, both good players, but also they've both managed to manage a myriad of personalities within one server. So that's something that I think deserves props. So fair play to you guys. So guys, without further ado, I want to keep this manager's corner up because I think, there are a lot of people that ask me questions every week about sort of managing within the server, within the community, who they need to speak to, what's it like, what's it all about. Anyone can do it if you're serious about doing it. And I'll say Mo and KJ, the most unlikely of teams. Mo never spoke. KJ and Mo, it's just so unlikely, but they've managed to get together and form a very good bond and a great team. So I can only give them props, man. Big up to Aaron. Big up to Team Shweet, Bonanza Yazoo. Big up to Cozy. Big up to everyone in the chat because this is going to be a buzzing day today. So, but I'm going to move on from Mo and KJ. I want to go on to another chap who I have a lot of time for. Unfortunately, we were only able to do a pre-recorded interview with him just because of time. But he is an exceptional character, an experienced character within the community. And I hope you enjoyed the interview. Here he is, Sweaty Hippo. Welcome to the official PGS podcast with your host, Zach. I'm looking forward to this particular interview because you can obviously see him on screen right now. He is a mini celebrity within the PGS community. I say celebrity because his team, Mud Dogs, have been running 7 years. Yes, SEVN, 7 years. Sorry, SEVEN. I can't spell. 7 years. So introducing Sweaty Hippo himself. How you doing, brother? You all right?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, Nida. I'm very chuffed. Good. Very excited to have you on air. I was even saying, we were talking back off air, and I was saying, it's quite weird that we haven't interviewed someone like yourself because you are the epitome of the veteran of the PGS community. Yeah. So, under this banner of Manager's Corner, I want you to talk about, your journey within the PGS community. In particular, the various personalities that you come across having managed your team And how on earth have you kept a team running for 7 whole years? So very much looking forward to your feedback on that one and your synopsis, as brief as it will be. But there you go. The platform's yours, sir.
Well, like you said, 7 years on the run. I took this team on from a player called Misfits, who was actually in a different league. He couldn't manage anymore. Took the team on, and then the league we was in was another league, and we actually joined PGS Scotland on season 1. Before that, we was in and out of different leagues for a number of years. Finally joined PGS, and I've never looked back. Great community, admins, some of the best admins. The app, like such a phenomenal app to go through with the stats. Being a manager, having premium is just next level. Like other leagues need to catch up a little bit to PGS. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? I'll say it again. How on earth haven't we spotted you after all that time? You being in the community.
I've been quiet, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Quiet, like I keep myself to myself. Manage my team. We move on. Get the games done out the way. Like I don't. This is new to me being on here. Like so new. First time I'm showing my face and that, you know. So
I know you're a mini celebrity, and now people can see your face. So hip hop. I mean, obviously, we've come across ourselves like within the community, so, you know, off and on, and
played against you.
Yeah, against me, with me. Yeah, obviously, I always won. I was on the winning side. You know, we won't talk about that, but but you know, I think for me personally, I've been impressed with the way you've ran a team, because I think you were only in one league, wasn't it? Scotland, right? And it's almost like it felt to me as if you were. It's almost like you were kind of, you know, toe in, just seeing how it goes, and that ended up being progressive over a number of years. Okay, we've got through this year. Is that, you know, am I accurate in that assumption?
Yeah. Like I want to improve. Like I always had. Okay, I always thought I want to be as big, if not bigger, than total football.
Right. The reference point.
If not they're the biggest team in PGS. No one could deny it. Yeah, every team wants to be on that level. If not bigger, hand claps. They've done everything. They've won everything. Fair play to them. Mud Dogs to me is I want to be, if not better than them. I want to win it all. Like my starting point was Scotland. Like that was my starting point. We're getting better and better each season. Beginning new players like yourself and other players. Like each season, we're just getting better and better each week. I mean, I don't want to big myself up nothing, but we are unbeaten for 12 games now. Back end last season was unbeaten. We're unbeaten now for 9 games this season. So I mean, it's going up and up and up every season. Like we've been getting better and better. The highest we've got so far is second. The next step is first. I want to win this league. And after that, the next biggest one for me is PGS England. PGS England is probably the toughest PGS out there. Yeah,
very big league. I think, you know, Hippo, I've got to say, like I said, I think there'll be a lot of people listening and, you know, really rooting for you as a personality, because I do know that, I mean, we've had shows where we talked about, you know, the social environment, the community within the PGS, also just talking about individual personalities, you know, everyone's characters and having to mold yourself to adapt to each character. In the world where we talk about mental health, how have you managed to manage that part of yourself and being adaptable to every person's character? I mean, I'm not going to be funny. Like, I know for a fact I'm not necessarily an easy character to deal with, but essentially, I think when you understand, you know, everything's cool. You know, I'm a professional. I deal with it like a professional, but not everyone's like that. So how do you sort of mold yourself to maintain that just for any other managers or buddy managers listening?
Yeah, I have a lot of players coming to me, even outside my team. I have a lot of people on the Discord and through Facebook coming to me a lot of time through pointers. I've gone through it myself. My family's gone through it. Mental health is a big thing, such a big thing. And it's getting bigger and bigger with the support we're getting through PGS as well. I know it's getting big on the podcast and etc. And full credit to you, Zach, mate. Like you've come a long way with it all, mate. Fair play to you, mate.
Nice one, I appreciate that.
But now, like I said, though, I've had players coming to me in and out of my team, and just hearing them people talk like on, and even on through text messages, it just keeps me like humble to myself and to my team, like, and to the players around me. You know, like sometimes I've asked him at mod. Sometimes like I'll get angry with myself, like, you know what, I can't express myself. I don't want to bring them down, sort of thing.
Of course.
But yeah,
No, do you know what's really impressive? And I think ultimately this is a real situation. So we always have to talk about it amongst the successes and potential failures. But I think one of the things that a lot of managers or budding managers will see is that you've maintained a team, a brand.
Yeah.
You know, you do. I know personally that you do a lot of things for that brand. And for somebody that has kids, for somebody that has a job, you know, and it's good to see you are like a role model because you deal with this similarly to you deal with your normal responsibilities in life. And that's something that I find quite impressive. It's not easy. You know, you need a lot of help around you. So, I mean, is there anyone that you feel you want to sort of highlight or shout out? People that have helped you along the way in terms of co-managers or just keeping that brand, because it's a very good brand out there, very respectable.
Big one for me in the past, Waterboy.
Yes.
Big ups, Waterboy. In the past, before I used to play on, big ups. I used to play on USA PGS, Mud Dogs, actually. Different, not this Mud Dogs, it was a different badge. I think I took it from actually, was Waterboy.
Okay.
I took Mud Dogs from Waterboy, and I asked
him. So he's expecting some cash, some wonga, yeah?
Yeah. I used to play from PGS USA, and and there was a few times I've been down, and I've actually talked to him and Oceans, David Oceans.
Yes.
Them two, I've been to them so many times. I've been on Discord calls with them and everything, and they've calmed me down at times, and they've helped me through a lot. Them two.
Good. Shout out to both of them, man. David Oceans, I played with him tonight as well.
Yeah. Both of them two have been with me from the start as well. 7 years.
Okay. Wow.
7 years, them two, us three together brought up Mud Dogs, I mean, I'm the main one, but you know what I mean.
Of course, listen,
them two
this is about you.
Start.
Nice.
On my side, Waterboy and David Oceans, big up.
And you know what? It's really cool because, you know, there are managers, younger managers out there who will start a team. And I think this is an admin's nightmare, you know, and you know, we've all been fallible. But they'll start a team and then fold, and they start a team and then fold. And in this era of that going on, to see, you know, a consistent, sustainable group of people, that's really cool to see. So in terms of going forwards, you know, what is it that you have? What are your ambitions and what are your plans for Mud Dogs? Because I know, like you said, you're growing it. What exactly are you looking at over the next sort of coming months and years?
Months to win Scotland. Years to win everything. That's the plan. That's the goal. My goal is to get every player in the season, all 11 in the season, every league. It's to win everything. I want to win Scotland, England, and move on to Wales, and all of it. I want to win it all. That's the goal. That's the future. Well, that's cool. One step at a time. Like I said, we deal with Scotland, win that, then keep winning that. We get with England, win that, keep winning that. Then next one, the next one, the next one. It's going to be a process. Like I said, 7 years on the trot. Like I've never won PGS. Never won anything in PGS.
But you kept it going, you kept moving because you obviously believe in the rotation of players. And do you feel confident with the mix of players you have at the moment? That you feel that?
I mean, I could not even play and I'll be happy. Like my car managers will take over. I haven't got to play. I've never got to play again. I'm happy. Like my team perform every week in, week out. That's the kind of team I'm happy I've built around. I can have anyone play. No offense, I could drop you and have another striker come in. No, but you know what I mean. Though I've got many backup players every position. Though, I mean, I've built a good team. And I am playing my team. I've got every position covered with cover, and I can drop all myself and all car managers. Yet we still perform. And
people will still be playing it. And obviously, that I guess that shows the trust. Not just in yourself, but the trust that other players have in that, look, you know, at least they know they're getting in, they'll play a good game, compete, and obviously everything's respectable. So that's really cool. Big up to you. I mean, obviously, look, you know, we could go on about this for ages because you're a very experienced guy within the community as well. And I feel I feel a sense of responsibility that we have to give you a bit more light. You know, we have to give you a bit more space and a bit more of a platform to really talk about what you want to do. But the next thing I want to say is, are there any other entities right now going forwards that you'd like to shout out and talk about, or any particular subject matter within the community that you feel hasn't been highlighted that you would like to highlight right now on this platform?
Don't know really. I mean,
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
you know, comes to mind. You know, you're gonna pre-warn me, you know.
Come on, mate. Listen, you're an experienced manager out here, bro. So you've been through it. You know how it is.
Nah, I've got nothing really. PGS in general, like I said, I think you guys are doing it really well, perfect. Admin, phenomenal. Hickson, big up Hickson, big admin in the Scotland as well. Great guy. Dev as well. The the stats man, the stats admin. Like it's a lot for him. Like I see it all the time in the manager's chat saying, "Oh guys, we need to do the stats a bit more." And it's just so like consistent.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, and that's why, do you know what?
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
That's why. Sorry to interject there. That's why I always make it a point every single week, or every time we have the show, to shout them out, because I do understand the level of work they do, you know, and knowing them by name in itself is a privilege, you know, because I know that they're sifting through a lot of work. So I want to shout out Stevie Alex as well while we're at it, because I know that he's a very hardworking guy, and along with all of them. Listen, Hippo, it's been an absolute pleasure. I have to say myself, like I said, I feel slightly biased, but because I've seen you in action, you know, I can attest to everything you said. So shout you out as well, mate, because you don't really give yourself prop all the time, do you? You naughty boy. But I want to give you a shout out, mate. I think you've done really well, and you know, I'm looking forward to seeing how you grow the rest of the product. So nice one. Thank you so much.
You'll be there with me as well.
Amen to that, brother. Amen. I can score them goals as well. Whee!
Hopefully.
Nice one, bro. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No problem, bro. Cheers. Well, what an interview, eh? I've got to say, first of all, shout out Sweaty Hippo. What a guy. And you know, we met up late at night to do that interview. Quite late at night. I think it was past 11 o'clock. So I'd like to thank Cozy for bearing with me. I didn't have to buy him a kebab as well, which is great. And I want to thank Sweaty Hippo for doing that interview. I think, you know, like I said in the interview, it's a virtual crime that we haven't really shone a light on the likes of, you know, Sweaty Hippo. I know we've had interviews with Billy, aka BTK, Team Sweet, who again is another, you know, experienced esports gamer and manager. But there are more out there. There are loads of you out there. You know, there's the Chambos of this world. You know, there's the Andes of this world. There's many of you out there. So I think you know, it's only fair for you to come on this platform. It's your platform, and highlight your teams. Highlight the people that have helped you out along the years or months, and you know, give something back. So I want to thank Sweaty Hippo again for taking the time out. There are a lot of elements to that interview that, you know, really hit home for me personally, and I know for him as well. So to all the Mod Dogs members, I want to shout all of you out. I think, you know, in Scotland right now, we're doing quite well. So keep up the good work. Also, as a recap, if you're just joining us, welcome to the show. How dare you just join us now? You've missed a lot. But we had King Mo at the top of the agenda, one half manager of RB Rampage. I want to thank him for coming on board. He really gave it some creative banter and showed face. So you know, I definitely can't you know, I can't fault him for that. But thank you, sir. Also, I want to shout out everyone in our chats. There's quite a few of you. We've got another interview coming up, so please stay with us. Obviously, Cozy's still doing his bits. Ben Hurst, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show, as per always. Koi, you're still in there. There were a few people in the RB Rampage chat that I actually skimmed and didn't really shout out. It's not fair. And I think, you know, for a group of randoms who've gotten together and won something, it's only right that we mention these names properly. So I'm going to go into my phone and do it properly. I don't have to go to my phone to mention this guy. Uncle Raf, well done. KJ, I've shouted you out. Known as MK, Savevich, Sonners, David, Koi, Cockney, Arkan, Emery, Matete. All of you guys, great jobs. Well done. And big up for you guys. And obviously good luck for the rest of the season and next upcoming season. Right. So without further ado, before I go on to our next interview, I'd like to say the way we've changed up the format here at the PGS in terms of what we do on the podcast. So this podcast will stay. Of course, it has to, but it'll be once every 2 weeks. But we are having a show for you every single week. So next week, Sunday, the podcast will be called The Foot Show, where I know I've been talking about The Foot Show now for about a month. You know, I've been just throwing it in there in conversations. But the foot show largely would cater towards our foot members. So anyone who's into Ultimate Team, join up for that show. Don't miss next week's show. It's going to be big. It's going to be massive. There's going to be a lot of people on there. We're going to have guests galore. We'll have tips, reviews. Cozy will be there as well. I know Cozy's got fans out there. So make sure you join on that one. Right. So without further ado, I'd like to go into my next interview. Now, as you know, we have a foot academy where we offer some coaching. It used to be free as hell. no more. After I spent a whole day coaching a couple of people for a whole day, I thought, no. But this chap has received some coaching, and I've personally seen a lot of his reviews on players within FUT. He's a player as well, and there's a potential that he could become a coach going forwards for the PGS. Who knows? But essentially, I felt that it was time for us to interview somebody like Brandon, who can bring something to the table, not just on the coaching side, but he's also witnessed the amount of help that I feel the community need where FUT is concerned. So I'd like to welcome Brandon. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? Yeah, I'm good, mate.
I know you've been sat there patiently for the last half an hour. Thank you, sir. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the content so far.
Yeah, it was good.
Nice one. Thank you very much. Well, look, listen, welcome. We've been having so many talks over the last week or two. And now's your time in terms of talking to us a little bit about you, who you are, how you came about our FUT Academy, you know, what you received in terms of coaching, and what inspired you to potentially fulfill your own ambitions of becoming a coach yourself and a player. So the floor is yours, sir.
Sweet. So basically, the way it started with PGS is, I think you guys had an Xbox tournament. I think it was the first one you ran.
That's correct.
I got involved with that. Unfortunately, in the finals, although I did win, I didn't read the rules properly, and I did get disqualified from that in the finals, which is a bit of a sticky one. But
no, you didn't. What happened?
Free kick, and I put someone on the line.
Oh no!
Tournament that like any idea really. I should have read it, but
yeah.
And then obviously, I saw there was a coach, and I was a bit confused with who to pick for my team. So I put in a ticket for the coaching, free coaching. I can't exactly remember who it was, but I had some decent help from someone.
I can tell you who that is. Basically, he's based in North America, and he's one of our newest coaches. So I saw the engagement. How did you feel that went?
Yeah, it went really well, to be fair, because obviously, I'll be honest, my team's stacked with just too many players, and I had no idea who to choose. And I think you just give me a guideline who would be better to the team and everything like that, because everyone gets too many players and don't know who to choose.
Exactly.
It was helpful.
No, do you know what? I appreciate that. And actually, Brandon, now that you've mentioned that, because this is something that I don't want to go too much into it, because it's a show in itself. You know, we've got the FUT show, but I do know that I've done it. But then what I do is I make like 4 or 5 different teams.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a case of, if I don't want to use that guy, he's pissed me off or he's getting my nerves. Excuse my French. I do apologize. I will go and use this other guy or whatever the case is. Just a feel. Also with the patches as well, when there's an update, it tends to ruin the dynamics of the team somehow. It's
players go from being amazing, the best player ever,
to being just mad. I was like, hold on, I just bought you for a million coins.
Yeah.
Why are you so dead? What's going on? But okay, so in terms of the coaching aspect, then, why coaching? Because I looked at your reviews, and I've got to be honest, mate. For someone to do those type of reviews, you got to have a passion for this.
Yeah.
So what's the agenda for you then, Brandon, going forwards?
So obviously I've done a few player reviews. I think I've only done a couple, but I started them recently, and I'll be honest, I play the game a lot. I think that's obvious, but so I've done a player, and I don't know why, but it's just like it just seemed to be so easy to just fold it into one sort of video. Obviously it wasn't on the best sort of equipment, but I don't know. I think it's easier if I do a review on a player, and a less able player sees that review, I think it just helps them out a little bit. I've got a lot of in real life mates that obviously come to me for advice and stuff like that, and I think that's just like kind of reflected on doing that for other people who wouldn't know. So
absolutely, and I think that's the thing, Brandon. Brandon, the chat is hotting up for you, bro. You got your friends. You got your friends watching, yeah? Okay. Yeah. So I think with regards to the coaching, one of the things that I found a lot of people don't. You mentioned earlier, you said that a lot of these things are obvious to you. That's the problem, you know. They're not to the masses.
That's what you just got. I think it's just like little things you just got to open it up to other people. So
absolutely. And I think for me, one of the reasons why I liked your reviews, because one, they were on TikTok. It's a weird place to put it. But it allows different functionalities, the creativity of it. And I just liked. I think there was a Bell review that you did, and I mean, so James Cames, who's probably listening as well, he did the. I'm surprised. So James never used to do SBCs, bro. And it was due to the coach. He won't say this, but I had to get him to put a ticket in. He's some coaching. So I think when I got him to start doing SBCs, that's when I think he started saving coins and money and packs. Some of those SBCs are very, very good. But I liked your review on Bell, because even though I didn't have the coins, I probably would have gone and tried and done him. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got to get him.
Said that, they were like, Jesus, I'm gonna have to go do him straight away.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, do you know what I mean? But I mean, so is this something that you are looking to do going forwards a bit more of, or?
I think the way I'm gonna look forward to it is just more player reviews, just general content on FIFA 24/7. It is mainly Ultimate Team, I will be honest, but
yes,
you know, it may expand. But yeah, just giving out tips, tricks. There's so many different things I can give more on.
Absolutely.
I can do loads of different things. So
absolutely, no, it's wicked. I mean, you know, I know that you've obviously got you play for other teams and whatnot.
Yeah,
I mean, so going forwards, I mean, are you looking to? I don't know whether this is going to be exclusive or not, but are you looking to stick to more the playing side? Because I know people that do both, they won't do both competitively.
Yeah,
one or the other has to take a back seat. So
yeah.
What is the plan with yourself?
To be fair, obviously only recently, since you guys have obviously contacted me, I've only looked into the coaching a bit more, but it does seem very interesting. Before it was all like, oh, I want to go into pro play and pro, like competing, obviously. But now I'm actually literally 50-50. I have no idea.
You don't know what you're going to do. No, it's good. It's good.
Goes really.
It's good to have the option though, mate, because I mean, the coaching side of it, it's a feel good. When people start doing well, I mean, I've had scenarios where, you know, Steve actually has left reviews and a thing. So I've had scenarios where, you know, guys have said, I just want to enjoy the game. You know, I just want to enjoy it. I don't care about winning. I just want to enjoy it. Obviously, winning is having fun. But I think after a few sessions, this is what I was trying to say to you. You have to be kind of patient. And if you're an impatient guy or woman, you can't coach because some of the elements are very elementary. And you're thinking, wow, really? But it is what it is. I mean, talk to me about your experiences.
Well, obviously, I can tell when I've helped my mates and stuff, like, it's quite weird seeing the difference between not like being too confident, but where I'm playing at, there's some people that even understand like the change of custom tactics and stuff like that.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, you get a bit like, but you got to explain it and you got to go through all that, and you're thinking, I've done that about a year ago. You know, like they got to understand that. I had someone ask me, no word of lie, I had someone ask me in a party yesterday, and they go, do we still have fitnesses? And I was thinking, fitnesses?
Oh my god!
Yeah. But you got to just kind of go with it and see where it goes.
Oh my days! Okay, so if I could just cut off quickly, I was mentioning just now about Steve, one of the chaps that I managed to coach. Great guy. I mean, I think he was. I'm not sure where he works, but I think where he works, they do suitcases and stuff, and I think he's going to get me one of those as a present, just to kind of. But it felt good for me because he's actually a very good player, but he wasn't having fun, and he's just messaged in a group in the chat to say he's definitely having more fun now, 100%. So shout out to Stephen Selvey. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well, and hope the girls are not giving you troubles tonight either. So I mean, now that we know that there's a future for you in coaching, what are your concerns about coaching? I'm happy. I mean, you know, I know the questions you asked were very sort of specific in terms of the outcome. Yeah, and I love that. But you could tell that there was a bit of sarcasm in my message to say, listen, if it's all about the money, mate, it's not for you. But I mean, I just want to understand, because there are people listening that will hit you up and say, look, and I'd like to get your help, please. I think how would you go about that, mate?
Oh, I'd be that stuff. If someone contacted me and I have a good response to doing it, I probably would engage with it, and because it's only going to boost not just myself, but it's going to help the other person as well. So it's kind of partnership to it. But the only negatives to coaching is because I play the game so competitively, I don't know, just get faded away. So it's just the kind of thing, like they're both close to each other.
No, I totally get that. And like I said, it's a patience man's game or a patience woman's game. I think with Stephen, I know he's very apologetic for certain things, but I just wondered why. I mean, you're paying for a service. So, you know, if it has to be layman's, then it is layman's. It is what it is. And this is the thing for anyone out there who is looking to become a coach. I mean, coaching isn't easy because there's a lot of mentorship aspect to it. And if the guy that you're coaching doesn't like you, it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. I mean, personally, Brandon, I think you know my own personal thoughts on this. I think you make a great coach. I think your reviews, there can be a hint of banter behind them as well. But it's serious banter, because obviously, if you're going to do this guy, you make sure you use him all the time. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of money, etc. So I like that. I mean, in terms of your people that have helped you along the way, is there anyone you'd like to shout out? Anyone you'd like to sort of, you know, because I'm assuming someone must have spoken to you about these things in the past, and you kind of cottoned on to it, etc.
So obviously, I mean, well, review guys firstly, obviously PGS did get me involved within the PGS tournaments, and then obviously the coaching as well. So obviously thankful for that. So one specific guy that got me into competitive FIFA, playing for obviously Volcano Esports. I don't know if you know them.
Yep.
I was an academy player there for a while, and obviously that got me into THIS tourneys and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to Volcano. Shout out to the founder of that as well, because they got me into all the tourneys, and obviously I got a bit of money out of that. So
of course, nice one. So you're a player to be feared then, basically, mate. Yeah. Is that what
yeah.
Not even maybe, just yeah. Quality. Well, listen, you've got a lot of fans there, mate, and I believe you'll make a very good coach. But up until then, look forward to seeing you in the tourneys, mate. Please definitely. keep entering them. You and I will keep talking, and I'll make sure that it's worth your while. If you get involved. But listen, any last questions for us about the community or anything like that? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming on board, sir. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action, helping out our members as well, and as well as in the tourneys. I've actually seen you play, so I'm definitely going to watch the next game, because you never know. I'm constantly trying to get me to enter, and I've not entered because I've been busy. So you might force me back. Fair play. Well done, mate. Listen, have a good evening, have a good weekend, and thank you very much.
Cheers for that.
Take care, mate. And that was Brandon, great lad. I tell you what, like I said, I get a lot of messages in the groups and the DMs and whatnot. But I think when I saw Brandon's engagement with one of our members, and I think it takes a lot. It takes great humility to want to accept help, even though you're good. And Brandon is a very good player, but he got the help. And actually, what was more impressive is the person that helps him is new to our community. So it's really good to see up and coming coaches, mentors. Coaches are mentors at the end of the day. So it's very good to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing check him out on TikTok. His socials will be on the chat. So please check him out. He's a very good lad and he knows what he's doing, and a very good player. Don't challenge him. Do not do that. Right. So I want to give a quick, I just want to do a quick overview. So we've had Sweater Hippo on the show, manager of Mod Dogs, within our manager's corner. I think a lot more managers within the community should step up because you're doing great work and we want to hear about it. So if you're one of those, hit us up and let's have a chat. And then we had King Mo. We had King Mo previously, prior to that actually, who manages RB Rampage. He's one half of a management duo with KJ Dex. He came on in his full attire, loving it. I'd like to thank him. I know it was not the norm for him, but thank you, Mo, and congratulations on your recent success, and good luck going forward to the team. And obviously coming back. So I just want to again recap quickly our Tourney winners, because it's very important that I highlight them. They are watching the show as well. So massive thank you to everyone that entered the official PGS and Buddies Out Cup, which was supported by Buddies Out last week. The winners were Josh Wake 0, I believe, who beat Lewis R720. Unlucky, sir, but well done to Josh. And also, big shout out again. I mentioned this earlier in the show, but I want to do it again. Z Game Energy. Thank you very much, guys. They sponsored our final, and that was between Many 98 versus Bugazi FIFA. And Many won that game by 2-0. So congratulations to both of you for entering, and big shout out again to Z Game for sponsoring us and giving us that big tub, which I didn't receive. Not a good look at all. But this is going to be a very short show. I know usually our shows last for about an hour, but essentially speaking, it's important that you guys know that we have a foot show coming up. And for all you footy fans, all you footheads, please tune in next week, because the likes of Brandon and the like will be in there giving you tips. I'll probably give you an exclusive. Brandon doesn't even know that's going to happen, but they'll be giving you tips, player sort of chemistry, the whole shebang. It's going to be filled up with some really good ideas for your foot. And if anyone's struggling with regards to formations, tactics, etc., we'll be able to help you. But before I go, I always do this every week. So I want to shout out the PGS admins. My favorite one is Vincent. So shout out to him. I know he's listening, but all of you are doing great jobs. Please continue to give him my team of the weeks every single week. Thank you very much. I want to shout out Team Sweet. We've got some league games tonight. Big shout out to BTK. We had him on last time. He's come back, and then another veteran manager has come back to run this team in hopefully multiple leagues. And shout out to all the members within that server as well. And basically, to all the PGS, a big shout out to all the PGS. Look forward to the foot show. Thanks for tuning in today. Have a great evening. Take care.